Well, hi folks, coming towards the end of April now and my lettuces are ready, so it's about time to plant some out. I'm going to plant the first lot out in the polytunnel because I've got plenty of room, and then if I've got any left over, what I'll do is I'll plant them in the outdoor bed there. But like I said, the first lot I'm just going to stick them in here because it's be nice and sheltered for them. I've got 5 different varieties, about 3 new ones to me, so I'll explain what they are and then we'll get on and get them shoved in. Alright then folks, I've got my normal versions. I've got some multigrain which have basically become discontinued now, so this will be probably the last time I ever grow multigrain. So I've just got a few seeds from last year's packets. I've got a brand new variety to me. This was actually a pelleted seed and it was dead expensive. I think it was I got 20 seeds for about £3, so quite expensive, but it did look a really exciting looking lettuce. If you can get excited over lettuces, if you look, it's got a really weird sort of toothed leaf, and it's a really tight sort of loose leafed one, if you will, so that'll be good. That's called Verdasco. So instead of growing little gem cos lettuces this year, I'm growing some I think they're called Paris cos, which are the bigger cosses that don't form particularly a heart, but you've got big lovely green leaves. So I'm going to give those a go. I've got a new variety called black seeded Simpson. Now it didn't germinate at all initially, it's been very patchy and the plants are not very strong looking. Never heard of it before, never grown it, called black seeded Simpson. I'll just plant a couple of those just to see what they're like, and then I've got another one that I usually grow called Can, which is like a cross between an iceberg lettuce and a loose leaf lettuce. These leaves actually start getting really crunchy and quite juicy, so they've got the sort of texture of an iceberg, but they come in loose leaves. So, you know, all in all, just a few different varieties. So as per usual, couldn't be easier. I'm just going to use my dibber because hopefully these will come out roots intact, because they've been grown in little 40 module cells. As you can see, a lot of nice root system on them, so it's just a matter of dibbing your little hole. I've put some bloodfish and bone in this bed, plonking her in, just straighten it up, and that's that. So they should grow away really well in here because it's in the polytunnel. They are a little bit smaller than I would have normally planted them outside, but like I said, because they're in the polytunnel, they're not going to need to be that far advanced because there's not going to be any wind on them to blow them about. And also, if you can see, perhaps I've electric fenced it all off again for the slugs, so there should be no slugs getting in here at all, so that should be good. So I'm just going to grow, I've got 20, I can grow 10 in this bed, I've got 10 in the other bed. So I'm just going to grow a few different ones in each bed and see how they fare, because this is an old bed. This bed's absolutely years old from when I had it as a big polytunnel. And the bed over there is just freshly dug a couple of years ago, so it'll be interesting to see how they compare in growth. So this is my multigreen again. My favourite lettuce, but like I said, not to be for much longer. Don't know why they always decide to pack some of these lettuces in. I think they become commercially viable, so they're really good in supermarkets. So they want you to buy them as a product rather than a seed. So that's two of those. We'll try a cos, see if we can get these out in one piece. I'm quite pleased how things have grown under my little, because I've had to give up my little polytunnel at home. I've had to raise these seedlings under like a roof light in our storage room, and I'm quite surprised how well they've grown. They're not leggy, nice strong plants. So it's been a bit of a success story really. So a couple of these larger cos lettuce ones will go in. Same old, same old. I'm planting them quite a way apart, giving them about a foot apart each way, because like I said, I've got plenty of room now. I'd rather give them plenty of room so they've got lots of air to go around them. And which other one have we got now? 3, That's 3. Oh, we've got can, haven't we? So this is the can. Like I said, this is like a cross between a loose leaf lettuce and an iceberg, if you will. So you get nice crispy. This doesn't grow that big, so I can plant these a little bit closer. But they are quite a unique texture as far as lettuce goes. The soil's a bit dry in this corner, but I do like to grow different lettuces. It's one of the things I do like to grow. Big root system on that. They might look a bit floppy now, but they will sturdy themselves up once they get the roots down. So that's 4 of those. We've got this black-seeded Simpson. Black-seeded Simpson. Like I said, I've never even heard of it. I was just going through a seed catalogue. And it came up, and I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. Sounds quite interesting, but like I said, they look very pathetic looking plants. In fact, there's probably only 2 that are viable, so we'll just try a couple of these. If they are good, then it's a dead cheap variety, because I think I got 2 grams of seed, which equated to about 5,000 seeds for about £1. So basically free seed. But if they're not looking very strong like these aren't, then it's not really worthwhile growing things. I think they're probably an heirloom variety, so they won't have the vigour of a modern variety. We'll just plonk these over here in this bit and see how they get on. They do look a bit weedy, but you never know, they might really take off. It might be a fantastic lettuce. So that's a few of those planted. I'll just give them a quick watering in. I've just put some blood fish and bone on, about 2 or 3 ounces a square yard, raked it in a bit, and hopefully now, given a bit of decent weather, keeping them well watered, we should get a decent crop. Well, alright then folks, that's them all in now, watered in. So I've got 5 different varieties of lettuce. One in this bed, which is a very rich old bed, loads of spares, and then another 10 in this bed, different soil. So we'll see how they compare. So 5 different lots of lettuces. Still got a load of spare like that, which I was going to plant outside in this bed there. But to be honest, I mean, 20 lettuces is more than enough in it. So for a first batch, otherwise I'm going to have about 40. I'm just going to end up throwing away. So I don't think I'll bother planting the spare ones. We'll just do another sowing in a week or so, and then we'll plant the second sowing in there. So anyway folks, that's about it. First lot of sowing done. Sorry, not sowing, bit of planting. See you later.